And I have, as you can see, there is drawings on there. That is 31 headbands in total. Hello. You won't believe how many times I have started a vlog and never actually got round to finishing it. It's quite intense recording and doing stuff. It's the same as social media. I'd love to post every single day and share what I'm doing, but the realities of my life just doesn't work like that. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Claire, and the owner and maker behind Missy Me Boutique, where we make handmade hair accessories and hopefully some other goodies which I'm currently working away on. I also work full-time, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and I'm also a mom to 2 kids. Unfortunately, we're currently going through a process with my son, who is currently struggling at the moment, and we suspect may have ADHD, so that in itself is keeping me busy as well. But it's really important that I still do these sort of things and do my craft, so I am trying to make an effort to try and do a little bit more every day and get things done. I'll be honest with you, I have a mountain of stuff to make, and I've had a mountain of stuff to make for a good couple of years. So my aim at the moment is to try and get these made up, get them on my Etsy shop and get them selling in markets. So this year I do have a couple of markets planned. My first one isn't till July. I may do the kids' school, which I think might be in June. And I may do something else in June. I just need to check the dates, whether they kind of match. I've got a feeling the 2 things I want to do are on 2 separate things. So, but that's something that I need to sort out this week. But I am again at the Ice Cream and Bubble Festival, which is one of my favourite festivals ever. I've had a couple of good years there. Last year wasn't too good. I forgot some stuff and I kind of haven't really been working on my business, and it was kind of just everything was thrown in together. And that it was from there that I decided I really need to pivot and change some of my products. So I'm moving away from the hair bows. So I'm hoping to just pretty much sell those up and move on to other things. There's certain things that'll be staying, like headbands and stuff like that, but I've also been practicing some resins, so expect some resin goodies to come your way. And I also have a whole load of bow fabric that I need to get rid of, so I have a couple of product ideas which I'm hoping will work, but we'll soon see. And I do love sewing, so a lot of the sewing stuff will be staying because that's my favourite thing. Anyway, now that I've taught, basically I have a whole list of stuff to do. I have some separate lists, a sewing list, a resin list and a gluing list on the go at the moment. So I have plenty to do. One of the biggest lists is probably my sewing list, which I'm currently working my way towards. At the moment, it's gingham season for the schools. So all my school bows get very popular. I've been very, very busy with these. And I've kind of ran out. I don't know if you could see there. Oh, let me move my finger. This here, just here. Oh, I can't even do it. But this, you could just see there's a couple of bows there on there, and I need to make a whole load. So last week I prepped all my fabric. Ooh, throwing my scissors around. I'll be looking for them in a minute. And I have, as you can see, there is drawings on there. That is the shape of the headband. And what I'll do is I sew around that, leaving a gap, and then cut round it and it will go on to the headbands. I have quite a few gingham fabrics here. I'm running out of the purple, which is one of the populars, and I can't find any. So that's been a couple of weeks trying to look for, so we'll just have to do with what I've got for the minute. And as you can see, quite a few there. I have already sewn this red one because I actually have an order. You can, I don't know if you can see where if you look closely, I'll bring it up a bit closer. Or you can actually see the stitch in there. So those are all ready to be cut out and to go on the band. And I have some blue gingham as well there. Also on top of that, I ordered this nice, look at this. How gorgeous is that? And this is actually going to be, I was just thinking that's a big gap that I opened there. It is a bit. what I'm going to do is make some new headbands with that. I did make some in January. They're not all on my Etsy shop yet, so I'm just working my way through and looking through my fabrics. But unfortunately, what I did do, because I was rushing, I have one which I've sewn all the way around, so I have to unpick that, just sew it so I've got my gap, and then this one is done while I work through all the others. And then the ties I've got to sew. So it is, I'm actually on holiday this week. The university is away. I'm actually on holiday. The kids are back at school. It's just after Easter. It's the Thursday after Easter. It is now 2 minutes to 11. So my plan is to do an hour and a half of sewing and see how much I can get done before I go and get some lunch and stuff like that. But I was talking about, let me just show you what's actually behind you here. Quite a lot of fabric stuff. There's some nice things coming our way that I want to do. Iron-on transfer, I'm hoping to sort this out this week, and hopefully you'll see it in the vlog what I'm going to do, and I'll share what I'm planning on doing and see if it works. I have a cup of tea. I just need to go and get my headphones so that I can listen to some music when I'm sewing. It's not the same on Alexa, and you can hear the sewing machine. It's quite nice to just turn it off and listen. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm probably going to do a couple of weeks of work to just show how much I'm doing. We're in April now, and we're talking about June and July, the fairs, and this is what I'm kind of building up stock for that, and hopefully start to take some pictures and pop them up onto my Etsy shop as well, or if not, at least get them ready for market. So that's really where I'm at. This is really where the next few vlogs are going to go, as I work my way through. My big job list. So welcome. I may just break it down into the different lists like sewing and stuff like that, and just bring you along and share. Please, if you haven't, please like and subscribe. I'm not doing very well on YouTube. I don't think I have any subscribers, so it would be great if people subscribe and just show a bit of love, and let me know what you think of this vlog at the end. Let's get sewing. So I actually just did over an hour, nearly 2 hours. It's now 10 to 1, so I started at 11, so nearly. I just wanted to finish the batch off, batch of these. Still have some more, but my sewing pile's bigger there than it is here, so that's a good start. These are scrunchies actually, so I'm going to leave those to the side because I plan to do those. I have these left to do of the ties. I'm actually going to go and get some lunch. When I come back, I need to make an order of a red gingham headband, so that'll be my priority when I get back, was to cut one of these red headbands up and hand sew it and get that packaged up, and hopefully, if I have time, I will be back before I have to pick the kids up, get these bits done. So I'll see you after when we get back. So it's actually 3:05. I've got to leave here at 4:15 to pick up the kids. So just a quick one. I only have literally 3 left. I would stay and sew, but I need to get, my son's going to the beach, so I need to go and get his stuff together, and I want to pick out on the line some bits and pieces so that it can dry, because it's a beautiful day out there. Look. I don't know if that worked, but it is a beautiful day out there, and I can get some bedding dried, and then unfortunately I've got housework, tea to cook and stuff like that. I normally try and find a bit in the evenings to do some photo editing, do some edit my listings, update all my some of my photos on my Etsy shop are all out to date, and I'm currently working my way through to update them all and make sure that I've got everything on there, etc., videos, etc., etc. So I'm currently working my way through that, so I'm trying to give myself some time in the evenings to do that. But I think with free, I might be able to squeeze those in this evening all ready for tomorrow, when we turn them over and start putting them on the headbands, like you saw when I was making that one order. So I will see you tomorrow. Hey, it's Friday. It's gone 12 o'clock. I was hoping to be here a little bit sooner, but it's all right. My neighbour's just pulled up and he's pulling faces to the dog that's in the window next door. I couldn't help it. Sorry, that was just quite funny. If you're watching this, Rob, yeah, it was you on a Friday afternoon. Anyway, it's just gone 12 o'clock. I didn't actually get back. I still have these free to sew. And this morning I was going to do 2 hours of admin work. I've got quite a lot of admin work. So the first thing I've done, I've got my taxes in for 24, 25. Yay! So that's me up to date with taxes, and paid my £1.80 that I have to pay each year. And that's usually just from my own independent employment. Unfortunately, the business doesn't make enough money for me to pay taxes. But looking at my year on year, let's see how this year goes, because I can see improvements each year. So one of these years I am getting closer and closer to making more profit than expenses. So fingers crossed. This year I'm going to try and keep my expenses to the minimum and use up everything that I've got around me. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. That took a bit longer. And then I had a call from my GP, which was a call that I've been waiting for a couple of weeks. I don't know if I mentioned yesterday, but I suspect my son has ADHD. He was declined assessment. But the letter we received was, didn't understand it one little bit. None of it made sense. And I was like, hold on a minute here. Why has he been declined? It didn't make sense. So I raised a ticket with the GP a couple of weeks ago to phone me and explain the letter. Bearing in mind, I'm a healthcare professional myself. And then she says, I've been reading this letter and I don't understand it either. I have no understanding why he was declined. He said, she took a little bit of a history and she is re-referring him to the Child Development Centre. So fingers crossed that this brings him and gets him on a waiting list, because the waiting lists are long enough. I'm looking at 2 years. So I just want him, as he develops and as he hits the teens, the longer we wait for it, that the more complicated and life's going to get for him. So I would rather, because I've got a feeling he may need medication. So that's really what we have to go for. I don't know if it's something I like to do, but it's something that I've considered and thought about over the last 6 months or so. So fingers crossed we get him on that waiting list. But it was really positive and she was really supportive. So I'm very happy with that, which then led a phone call to the school, etc., etc. So that kind of opened up a few extra time. So it's now gone 12 o'clock. I really want to just finish off these and then start cutting out the headbands and get them onto the headband, because I do have to then hand sew each one. And I've got a feeling I've got 15 to 20 headbands here, so that's a lot of hand sewing. So that'd be nice. I could sit and watch something while I hand sew. So really that's what I want to try and do today if I can. So I'm going to finish off and sew these. I probably won't take you along because my battery's a bit dead, so I'm going to charge it up and then you can I'll bring you along once I start cutting out the headbands. holiday. And I've just gained a few hours, so I'm going to sit here for an hour and a half and see if I can finish these headbands. I have managed to do quite a few of them, so let me just flip the camera around. There we go, I've managed to do that. Yeah, just ignore the mess behind. I am going to tidy this up. So that's all of what I've done, and this is what I've got. I actually counted 31 headbands in total, so I'm halfway through, so let's see how many I can get done in the next hour and a half. And then I have other plans for today, so that will be it, unless I get an hour here and there, but I really do need to do some of my computer work. Anyway, let's see how we get done. That was some really good news. I have done them all. Yay! Now all I've got to do is these ones, but actually this bit's the easy bit. They just need trimming down, turning around, and a bit of an iron, which is quite fun and relaxing. I actually quite enjoyed myself because I got to sit and watch Virgin River. I got to sit and watch a programme, which I very rarely do, so that was actually a great opportunity to just sit down, and now I'm like, oh, I want to watch more, so hopefully I'll do that. But for now, I have actually got other things to do, and I'll catch you all maybe tomorrow. I might be able to get in here for an hour or so tomorrow to get these done and get these finished, which is great because then I can start tidying up in here. Hello, well, it's now the 13th of May. I'm not sure when I actually started this vlog. I'm still sat here. I've sewed all the ties. They're all here ready to go on. I've done all the sewing of these. They're all ready to go on there and then put them onto things. I actually haven't been too well. I've been a bit run down. You probably can hear it. I've just gotten over a cold. It's quite difficult to get up and record. I could have quite easily finished these, but I did want to make sure I record it and put it on the vlog. So yeah, it's stressful. I've just heard there is going to be some redundancies at my job at work as well, so that's just another added stress that I've got. It's not been a great year. It's just one stress on the other, but we'll address it as we go. I have a bottle of Baileys to go and drink it in a bit, so I am going to sit and finish these, and I have done a couple of these because I've had orders throughout the week. I've got an order to get out, which is a red gingham, so I'm going to kind of do that. I'm going to put it on there, and then hopefully next time what I want to do is start making my fabric bows. I want to try and get those due. We're due to go away a week Saturday. It is now a Tuesday. It's Wednesday tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. It's Tuesday. So I've just got over a week. I'd like to make a good chunk of it. Great if I finish it before holiday, but to make a good chunk in them would be great. Because I actually have, after that, I want to make some children's shorts. So I'm hoping to get those made up, and I actually have my first craft fair on the 21st of June. So it'd be nice to get those sorted. So that's really where we're at. So come along, I'm going to sew these, I'm going to put a bit of music on, do a little bit of chill, try and de-stress a little bit after today's news. Yeah, it's a bit stressful, so just going to try and de-stress, get this order ready so that I can post it on my way to work in the morning, and we'll see where we're at after that.